Hi, I'm Jennifer, and I wanted to take a minute to talk about the new 2024 Jay Feather Micro 171BH. Now, at first glance, the 2024 model looks completely different than the previous versions because it has completely different decals. The exterior looks a lot different. But I wanted to dig into what has actually changed and what is the difference with the new 2024 Jay Feather Micro 171BH. So we have the 2021 model, and there is a lot different between the 2024 and the 2021 because in each year along the way, they always make a few changes. But so that this is the easiest for everybody to understand, we're specifically going to be talking about what the new changes are in 2024. So the items that weren't included in the 2023 model. And then when we're done with that, just because so much did change in 2023, we'll also go over some of the items that changed in 23 and are still in the 2024 model. Okay, so let's get started. First, let's talk about the brush guards. So the Jay Feather Micro line since the very beginning has had brush guards around the trailer. The 2024 model is the first year that they have taken those off. They're designed to be able to keep some of the brush off from hitting the sides of your trailer. We normally just use it to tie the dog leash onto or hang a towel from, that kind of thing. But now in the 2024 model, those will no longer be there. The next change in the 2024 model is the ladder on the outside. So in 2021 and 2022, they had a permanent ladder on the outside. In 2023, they actually went away from that. They still had a ladder, but it was a collapsible ladder that you had to expand and then hook up to the trailer when you wanted to use it. Well, in 2024, they've gone back closer to the original design, and now there is a permanent ladder on the back of the trailer again. Now, moving to the inside of the trailer, they made some changes with the front bed. So in all of the previous years, so 2021, 22, and 23, there was a headboard on the front bed. Now they've flip-flopped it. So instead of a headboard, it's more like a footboard. So there's a little space at the foot of the bed now. And then on the side, next to the TV above the little footboard, they added in some shelves. The next change are the storage cubes. So under the front bed here, there are a couple of storage cubes. And this is the first year, the 2024 model, that they have completely removed those storage cubes, and now there are a couple of cabinets. The next change is they have changed the dinette table, so it's now a freestanding dinette table. So if you want, you could take the table outside, you could move it around, you could scoot it. So there's now more options, it's flexible, it is a freestanding table, so that's kind of a cool change. Another change that they've made with the trailers is instead of having the glass cabinets, now the cabinets are solid. So there's no more glass inserts in any of the cabinet doors. Another change they made is in the kitchen area, there has always been one cabinet underneath the sink and then 3 drawers. So one under the fridge and then 2 underneath the stove area. Well, this year they made a change, so there are 2 cabinets and 2 drawers. So now underneath the stove area, there is a large cabinet, and then there's 1 drawer underneath that. So just a minor change. Instead of the small drawer and then large drawer being underneath the stove area, now there's a large cabinet and then the small drawer under that. And the reason why they did this is because of the next thing that is changed in the 2024 model. This is the first year that they have allowed an oven as an option in the Jay Feather Micros. So I think rearranging those drawers and putting the large cabinet up top is so that if you choose the oven option, you just don't have that cabinet, and that's where the oven sits instead. So those are all of the 2024 changes. But I want to go over the 2023 changes too, just because we haven't done that yet, and these changes are still in the 2024 model. So a lot happened in 2023, and let's talk about what those changes were. So the first of the 2023 changes are they changed out the stabilizers. So 2023 is when they switched to the quick drop stabilizers as opposed to the scissor stabilizers that we have on our model. The quick drop stabilizers are supposed to be faster and work a little bit better, and those are still in the 2024 model as well. The next change is they switched out the frosted glass entry window with a clear entry window. This is a really awesome change. This is something that we did in our 2021 model, but now since the 2023 model, so the 2024 has it as well, they now just come with the clear entry window. The next 2023 change that was carried over to 2024 is they changed from the pleated blinds, they changed it over to roller blinds. And so I think those blinds are supposed to be a little bit darker and in general just a little bit nicer. Another 2023 change is they added a bunk ladder. So it's against the back wall between the bathroom and the bunks. You can now pull out a ladder and have an easier way for the kids to get up into bed. So that's a cool change, and that is still in 2024 as well. And then in 2023, they added some pretty cool features to the trailer. So they added a Furrion tankless water heater, and that is still in the 2024 models. They also made a change, so solar is no longer an option, but now it comes with the trailer. So the base solar package now comes with the trailer, and that includes a 200-watt solar panel and a 30-amp controller. And then the last little change that they made is the 2023 and 2024 models have a wireless charger. So the pop-up tower near the bed in 2023 and earlier, it's near the headboard. In 2024, it's near the footboard, but either way, that little pop-up tower with the outlets on it, the very top of it is a wireless charger. And then, just for fun, since we haven't done this before, let's just go ahead and go over the 2022 changes as well. So we talked about what's new in 24, what happened in 2023 that is still in 24. Let's go over what happened in 2022 that is still being applied to the 2024 model. First is the entry steps. So our trailer has 3 steps to get into the trailer. And starting in 2022, there are now 2 steps, and that has carried through. I think that it's a little bit easier if somebody is in a very unlevel site and it happens to be low near your door. Sometimes having 3 steps is a little bit difficult. There was one time that we had to completely pull out the legs to be able to get the door to shut. And I think that's part of the reason why they switched to the 2 steps, is that was just happening to people every once in a while. The next change is in 2022, they added an exterior TV mount. Our 2021 model does not have that. Another change that happened in 2022 is the Dinette window changed a bit. Our window has a small corner that vents out, so you open it and it's a vent style window. But in 2022, they changed the window, so now the lower part of it all slides open. And they're still using that same style in the 2024 version. And then the last little change is underneath the bunks in the storage area, they added some tie downs. So our 2021 model doesn't have those tie downs, but starting in 2022 all the way through the 24s, they now have tie downs back there, which is kind of cool if you're using that to store some heavy items. So that's it. Those are the changes. So we talked about what's new in 2024 and then what changed in 2023 as well as 2022 that is still being applied to the models today. And basically those are all the changes that the current trailers have that we don't have in the 2021 model. So I thought this was fun, and if you found this helpful, let me know, and I might continue to do this as the years progress. And if you have any opinions about these changes or how things are going, please share with me in the comments. I'd be really interested to hear. Thanks for watching, and happy camping.